Gemini. Gemini, this is a general reading for Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Oh, Hermit. King of Wands. Right, Gemini, you might be feeling like retreating at the moment. Or you've just been doing some inner reflection. And you might have been having to go within to look at what you're doing, where you're investing your energy, creative projects, things like that. Getting into your, perhaps your more active masculine energy. Perhaps you feel that you have a lot of responsibilities here at the moment, Gemini. And this could also very much be linked to the things you enjoy doing, the projects you're doing, as well as recently feeling a little bit more, maybe a bit more inspired, having to take time out, looking at what you're doing, where you're going with things. Might also be linked to partnerships where you have needed to go within and do a spell of self-reflecting. Having help, perhaps offers, wanting something to come in for you, some kind of offer to help you with your, perhaps you're feeling that you need help with projects that you're doing, or you're not sure where you're kind of going to take them at the moment. Yeah, there are things you don't know, but perhaps somebody has been a bit, you know, being a bit deceitful with you, or not really being totally honest. Now this could be a family member, friend, lover, where there's things that you don't know, and this could be, you know, a cause of some concern for Four of Swords rather, where, you know, you're in a state of not just reflecting, but feeling a bit defeated in some respects, because there's things you don't know. And, you know, with your intuition, perhaps your intuition is being heightened, and you're, you know things, but you don't have possibly the rationale to explain them. There's just a knowing here with you at the moment, Gemini, about things you don't know, things that are unseen. But you're going to go with your intuition, and perhaps you're even going to surrender to the not knowing here, Four of Swords with the Moon. Perhaps you're surrendering to to not knowing, not needing an outcome. In the meantime, possibly protecting yourself and protecting things, you know, that are near and dear to you. Now, that also you could have had, could have been slightly more motivated recently in your work life. You could have found yourself feeling more motivated in understanding, being able to take time out, being able to go into self-reflection, perhaps working through some painful things that are linked to you not knowing the unknown. You know, there could be difficulty here for you, Gemini, just in your own sort of self-confidence as well, and moving forwards, and considering perhaps your self-confidence is directly linked with your work or the things that you enjoy doing, Three of Pentacles, and there's a direct link, you know, with your, say, your motivation. King of Wands energy, you know, that's active fire energy, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Perhaps something has happened here that where you've used your intuition and decided to focus more on, you know, the things that you enjoy outside of work. You know, you might, for example, have a job that you like, but that could not be bringing you as much fulfillment as the things that you're doing outside of work, for example. And these things that you might be doing could be hobbies that are leading to something, you know, something bigger and better for you. Or you've got something slow, something, maybe even some new venture of business or a business idea that's proving to be sort of quite slowly evolving. You know, coming together, coming in, but not very quickly. Not very quickly. And that could be a source of frustration. And perhaps you were moving things along too fast a bit, Gemini, wanting things to be all your I's dotted and T's crossed. And, you know, this is proving to take longer than perhaps you had anticipated. But you're going more with your intuition, you know, listening to, you know, nudges where you should be, what you should be doing, not should in a kind of, should is probably the wrong word, what you feel is right for you to be doing right now, being led by your intuition, perhaps going to places where you feel led to go, meeting new people that you feel led to, you know, interact with. And it could be that you're just needing to, you know, move out of certain mindsets as well. You know, if you've been feeling a bit defeated recently, Gemini, that's just a sort of cycle that, you know, will come to an end. As long as you keep focusing on the positive, as long as you keep putting action into what you're doing, as long as you share your voice, as long as you know, come out of the cave. If you're afraid of, you know, being judged or, you know, any kind of, you know, through your self-expression or things you're doing, you know, it could be that you're writing or you find some release through writing to share your voice, but you might have a fear, you know, through your self-expression that it, you know, you might be under some kind of judgment. You know, you might be writing something that you don't want to put your actual name to because of the content, or you might be observing other people's writing or what other people are saying. That could be influencing or helping you to get out of a sort of Four of Swords, a bit deflated, a bit defeated sort of energy. And by sharing the voice with others, you could find that, you know, you're finding more and more people who, you know, perhaps have the similar, the same page as you, as it were, and for you to not feel so alone, for you to feel that your voice is as relevant as, you know, the next person, and that could be something that's been stopping you. Yeah, there's a new book out called La La, Let Me Explain, and apparently, according to this this author, hasn't chosen to reveal her actual birth name, which makes sense, especially if you are worried about being judged on, you know, in the case of things that you might be saying or revealing or discussing through writing or through something or through just talking, discussing things with others. You know, shame. You might have felt some shame with regards to perhaps your past or your past experiences. Yeah, there's helpers in the subtle realms, divine orchestration. So what you're going through at the moment, Gemini, which could be to do with you feeling perhaps that you can't say what you want to say for fear of being judged, then, you know, that's just a mindset that, you know, you can work your way out of as long as you follow your intuition with this, and don't let things like fear stop you or hold you back. Yeah, Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic Teacher. You might be finding that your intuition is, you know, more heightened than the people, perhaps the people you work with, your colleagues, you know, and your intuition is higher, and you might be getting frustrated trying to sort of communicate to others as well, who don't understand how intuitive you are. So you also have Archangel Michael. You're being given courage to make life changes that will help you work on your divine life purpose, and this could be why you're feeling, Gemini, a little bit in between worlds here, because, you know, you have a life purpose and perhaps you're being more pushed into that area, but maybe things are stopping you, and that could be your own preconceived ideas or things like that. Fiona, Angel Fiona. Yeah, so now that you've been asking for help, and you could have been asking for sort of help and guidance recently with the High Priestess here, divine guidance and assistance. You know, you deserve heaven's help, and you could have been feeling quite, you know, stuck in where to go, and perhaps come to a point where you're just going to go mainly with your intuition, not allowing irrational thoughts or irrational thoughts to, you know, let's say, influence too much your decisions and allowing things. Okay, what's this? That's your, yeah. So you might be having a sort of desired outcome, wishing for something, hoping for something to play out, come out to a good, a good conclusion here. And this could be linked to your material world as well here. But you're being asked to have patience and faith and to keep an open mind. Don't try and force anything to happen. You might be dealing in a soulmate relationship here too, where you're aware of differences, usual types, expectations. Perhaps you might have been dealing with someone who's not very much like your usual expectations. Yeah, and finances and career could be affecting your love life, and could be hence why you have the Three of Pentacles and Four of Pentacles here. High Priestess, Knight of Wands. It could be that you're concerned about finance, and that's affecting other areas of your life and making you feel held back, or that you're worrying about how you're going to keep things moving forwards with the King of Wands, Knight of Wands, forward movement with your actions. Medicine Mother, yeah. So honour your inner knowing again. The High Priestess and Medicine Mother, is about honouring your inner knowing, and not sort of wavering off that, your inner knowledge and what you feel, what you know to be true. But you might have been confused because what you know to be true, or thought to be true, might have, had some other, hidden things you didn't know, which has given you a sense of needing to retreat, needing to go into some kind of self-reflection here. And it can feel alone. It can feel like a lonely place when you isolate and go into a place of self-reflection with the Hermit card here and the Four of Swords. It can feel difficult. It can feel like you're alone, but you're never alone. It could be that you find it difficult to talk about certain things to certain people, and you're being advised that you're being guided to these individuals so that people who will understand and won't be judging you or persecuting you is where you want to be. Not everyone will understand you, and you don't have to explain yourself to everybody either. So yeah. Now we might have some indication. Life experience, yeah. Belief systems. This could be having to let go of belief systems that no longer work for you. An important life-changing event, and a situation that could lead to significant opportunities. And it could be, again, your life experience. Belief systems don't work for you, because of your past experiences, and having a certain belief system that you've developed over certain life experiences you've had may no longer be relevant. Watch how you talk to yourself, Gemini, as well. Consider how you talk to yourself, whether you would talk to your best friend in such a way. So think about how you're talking to yourself, because if you've been, Four of Swords, having a bit of worry and stress, feeling uncomfortable about things in your life, needing to go within, these are, these are usually rites of passage. You're going through something for the ultimately that can benefit you long term, because there's a part of your life experience from which you can take the lessons, from which you can understand more about yourself or your belief systems that you should let go of because they're no longer relevant. And you might have realised you've been holding on to sort of maybe even issues around your own belief in yourself and what you're capable of doing, because you're capable of doing quite a lot, and you probably are very aware of that, Gemini. But it's kind of almost like you're stuck between knowing what you're capable of and knowing how to implement these things, with King of Wands energy here and the Knight of Wands energy here. It's knowing how to implement the things, and this is where you might have come unstuck. And needing to trust your intuition and go with the flow a little bit more. Yeah, winter. Yeah, get advice. Get advice from someone professional and objective. Someone who can help your cause, someone who understands enough about perhaps where you are and what you're doing to be able to empathise and also offer you some help with decision making too, advice. You know, embrace your true purpose, the dreamer. Begin a new adventure and trust yourself. To start something, maybe you're putting off starting new things, or maybe you're getting into some new things and you're finding the transition a bit difficult because you're, you know, changing up the way you have been doing things into a different way, or you've had some changes in your family or your home environment as well that could also, you know, be changing or putting you in a place where you feel you have to change or have a different outlook, maybe towards that person or people. You know, see things from a slightly different perspective, because you might have had some also clouded judgment, you know, because of things you didn't know, because of the things unknown with the moon card here. You could have been, you know, that could have caused you, you know, some kind of feeling of not knowing where you're going and not seeing things clearly, you know. Illusions, perhaps you can sometimes get maybe caught up in some illusions, or you have felt that you've been even to, you know, in some kind of illusion, needing to see things a bit more clearly, or accepting that you don't need to know everything. Yeah, because if you're confused, if you've been confused, Gemini, which is feeling confused and indecisive because of lack of information, the moon card came up. So do research. Yeah, seek expert advice again before you make a decision, and you know, this could be something you're lacking, needing to have some more advice, needing that extra bit of help, or just encouragement. Yeah, so if there's a situation that needs healing, you could have had an argument or, you know, difficulty with somebody close to you. That could have also been, you know, or perhaps you felt they weren't being completely honest with you. You know, see the other person's point of view with more, you know, with compassion, understand, try and stand in their shoes and view their place, you know, their place with compassion where they're at, that you might not have been able to do because it's been difficult for you to see, especially with the moon card here, because that talks about illusions. Yeah, oh, excuse me. I love myself. Yeah, self-love, self-care. Put more love into yourself, into things you're doing, and also have gratitude for a positive mindset. So when you find yourself feeling very positive, you know, your mindset, you're feeling more positive, hang on to that. You know, write out some more positive affirmations that, you know, perhaps you need to understand that you're where you are right now is exactly where you need to be, and that might not even be a comfortable place for you. And discomfort, of course, often we find ourselves in a place of discomfort, you know, so that we can heal or work our way out of a place of discomfort through following, you know, our intuition, lapis lazuli. Yeah, you could be having some epiphanies, life-changing experience, possibly going through at the moment, or some kind of epiphany moments about things that you hadn't clearly seen or had been, you know, almost like you weren't given information, or you didn't have information to clearly see, you know, the wood for the trees. So it's time to, you know, bless changes coming in. You're being supported. God's supporting you through every step, and even if it feels like walking through treacle, sometimes you're being reminded that, you know, you are. And that's lapis lazuli. It's a bit like sodalite, blue. And stay strong in your faith. A positive outcome is dependent on you keeping positive mindset. So, you know, perhaps you're finding it difficult to stay in a positive mindset with regards to things. And it's, you know, proving to be quite difficult. But you're being reminded that if you stay in a positive mindset, you know, have gratitude for all the things you have. Be grateful for, you know, any help you have. You know, any moment in your day that puts a smile on your face, then, you know, maybe write that, maybe make a note of it, remind yourself. And you might need to spend time near a body of water, a lake, river or the ocean to recharge your batteries, and it could be something you want to plan or thinking of doing more often, perhaps even considering that could be, you know, a helpful thing for you right now. And quiet time. So, you know, make sure you take that quiet time alone to rest, meditate and contemplate. Recharge your batteries. You know, love yourself, pamper yourself, do something nice for you that makes you feel good about where you are and what you're doing. You know, reflecting, perhaps you journaling will help, you know, to stop if you have racing thoughts. You know, Gemini, you're ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, and usually, you know, you have a very active and very, you know, agile mind that, you know, you need to express, possibly through writing, find outlets where you can, you know, express yourself so that you don't feel, you know, that your head is in a constant, in a perpetual sort of hamster wheel spin. You know, make that time. Notice how that maybe journaling is helping release things, helping you to understand things, helping you to feel that you do have a voice, and it's, you know, you don't need to suppress emotions, or you might need to release emotions. You might need to go to get near a body of water, you know, to unblock, to release some emotions. Get together with some friends, you know, where you can have a, you know, good time for an evening or an afternoon, and laugh about, you know, enjoy each other's company, find things to be positive about. Yeah, and you might, so you might feel as if, you know, you're feeling a little bit battered and bruised, might have gone through something a bit heartbreaking. So, you know, just focus on you, laugh more. Where the fuck is your sense of humour? Laugh more, make sure you do that. Bring up your vibration by finding time. You know, listen to, you know, if you're not hanging out with friends who make you laugh, then make time for some comedy. Do find things that really lift your vibration, make you feel, you know, feel much, you know, better within your skin. And that's all I've got for you, Gemini, today. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, if it was helpful, I hope it was helpful. So just keep focusing on you and everything that brings you joy and happiness. Keep yourself, you know, in a positive mindset, even if you're going through difficult things internally. Just, you know, keep yourself well, keep yourself healthy, keep yourself hydrated. Until next time, some love, bye.